We have reached the midpoint of Season 1 in the Chicago Bulls franchise. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Slide and Catch. It's kind of wrong to call it the midpoint because it is 60 games into the season, but it's time for the All-Star break, and we get things started with the Rising Stars Challenge. We accomplished a lot in the last two episodes, and I plan on this one being a lot shorter, more casual, and we're just going to go through these games, have some fun, and then simulate a little bit afterwards. Contestant 3, good for Dyson Daniels, the Pelicans sophomore. Scoot Henderson, the number 3 pick. His pass deflected by the number 1 pick, Victor Wembanyama. Wemby going coast to coast behind the back and pulls up right over Scoot. The future of the league is in good hands, and this game is a showcase of just that. Scoot Henderson gets a 3 to go. Benedict Mathurin up top to Tari Eason of the Houston Rockets. All-Star Weekend is fun for me because I get to mention a few names that I don't normally get to mention. And last year's draft class was so strong that I'd imagine more than a few of them will be key contributors to championship teams. And I'm looking forward to facing them in the playoffs. Nice help defense from Tari Eason. Always nice to see a little bit of defense being played in the All-Star games, as he dishes it to Ben Mathurin for the dunk. Jalen Duren of the Pistons is actually a first-time All-Star this year, and it's cool to see him make the team so early. Of course, Dalen Terry didn't make the cut for this game, but I got a little surprise for you. You know who did? Onuralp Bitim, a 24-year-old rookie at the very end of our bench. He hasn't even played a minute this season, so this is our first look at him. He puts the 3 up. Oh, yeah! He's got a full sleeve of tattoos on his left arm, but his shooting arm is completely spotless. Gets another 3 opportunity and converts. Clearly, he's a confident player. In real life, he's actually a two-way player, but obviously with me using 2K23 still, there isn't an ability to sign 3 two-way contracts. But Jalen Williams spins and scores. Bitim wants to score again. A pretty fadeaway over Jaden Hardy is good. And Bitim has the quintessential European skill set. A really nice passer at the wing position, and he shows it with a lob to Leonard Miller of the Minnesota Timberwolves. You can probably already tell, I have absolutely jacked up the sliders for the All-Star Weekend. I'm used to trying to make the game as challenging as possible, but you know what? The players deserve a break, and so do I. Rain is on the forecast in Indianapolis tonight. Bitim makes it splash from the corner. First quarter done, and we're just going to simcast to the next time Bitim enters. Already leads the world team in scoring, tied with Ben Mathurin, and I think he's trying to make a statement. Almost like Mac McClung last year in the dunk contest. I think this might be him telling me to give him a chance. So Bitim actually played high school ball in the States, went back to Turkey, and now he's back with the Bulls trying to prove himself. Bitim, tough shot. A Xavier Simpson-esque skyhook over Keegan Murray. Hit the perfect spot on the glass. He leaves Jaden Hardy open for 3, and he goes and cherry picks. He receives the ball, throws a dart inside to Leonard Miller for 2. That's not going to count as an assist because it was deflected. Leaves Hardy open for 3 once again. Cutting back door, receiving, and he blew the dunk over Jaden Hardy. Bitim actually won the dunk contest in Turkey twice. Team USA up by 9. They push it up court to Bitim. Inside to Jeremy Sohan up the Spurs. Bitim's got 13. Trying to shake Jaden Hardy. Andrew Nembhard of the Pacers with the ball. Pick and roll to Sohan, and he scores. Jalen Williams finds Jaden Hardy in the corner, and the team was sagging off once again. But, you know, that's what the All-Star Weekend is all about. Nice lob from Hardy to Chet Holmgren. Team USA has got some really nice players, even on the bench. Bateem passes to Miller, set back by Holmgren. And Bateem was mad about that. He commits the transition take foul. Fading three from Jalen Williams. 91-75. And Bateem catches Hardy sleeping. Backdoor cut for the dunk. Hardy and Bateem going at it, and Hardy scores a tough finish. 16 points in 17 minutes. Bateem trying to top that. He does. 18 points. This is a really fun game. Sohan destroys Murray and Holmgren with a vicious slam. Sports Center top 10. And it's not 10 or 9. Nick Smith Jr. of the Charlotte Hornets. The pass to Hardy. Gets a screen from Walker Kessler. Hardy down low. Blocked by Wemby. Gets it back and is blocked again by Bateem. Wemby and Bateem bringing the pain defensively. NBA fans, meet Onuralp Bateem. This has been an absolute blast, and I have no idea how he ended up on the Rising Stars roster, but we'll take it. He's definitely making the most of his opportunity. We're going to sim the fourth quarter, and since he's at the end of the bench, one of the lower rated players, I wouldn't expect him to come back into the game, but it looks like he did for a little bit. He finishes with 20 points in 19 minutes. And Team USA beats Team World 119-117. A tight one. And it's time for the three-point shootout. We don't have any contestants from the Bulls, but we've got a star-studded lineup regardless. Steph Curry, his scoring numbers have dropped, but not in the three-point contest. He has an absolutely spectacular 33-point round. And on the flip side of things, Luke Kennard really struggled. He had only 12. Dame Lillard and Donovan Mitchell both also eliminated. Time for the final round, and we start with Kyrie Irving. 25 points per game on the season. Each player has 69 seconds to go around the world. Kyrie hits every one of his money balls. And he hits 3 of 5 in the next rack. Kyrie won the three-point contest all the way back in 2013. And 10 years later, he decides to give it another go. 11 years later, actually. He's hit every money ball so far. Looks like he might run out of time, though. He's got 23, 24, and that's a solid round. I probably won't show the three-point contest and the dunk contest and stuff like this unless, obviously, we have a player from our team participating. But, you know, since it's season 1, immersion is the goal. And, you know, I'm having fun, getting really into it. You know, I'm treating it like the real NBA. Desmond Bane up to bat. He's got 13, and it's not a great second half of the round. Only hits 1 of 5 there, but at least there was the money ball. Misses the first 2, the first 3 on the final rack. And he's going to finish with 16. Not enough to beat Kyrie. But that leaves only one man, Steph Curry. I just looked it up. He actually broke his own record with 33 points in a round. His previous record was 31. So can he stay hot and snatch the crown from Kyrie. It's Steph versus Kyrie all over again, just like the 2016 finals. Curry misses the first 4-pointer. And the second one. He's only got 10, and the magic has run out. He's not going to beat Kyrie. He airballs that shot. And it don't matter how good you do in the first round if you can't match it in the second. Curry finishes with an abysmal 11 points. And that gives Kyrie Irving his second career three-point contest championship. Looking forward to building a good enough shooting team that we can have one or even two three-point contest participants. But congratulations to Kyrie Irving for now. And we move on to the dunk contest. And look who's here. Giannis Antetokounmpo decided to join in on the fun in Indy. He's joined by a cast of young players. The rookie Scoot Henderson is participating. Tari Eason and Zaire Williams of the Memphis Grizzlies. Williams opens things up with a between-the-legs slam. Crowd not really feeling him. That was pretty basic. He gets a 34. I am not a fan, as Scoot Henderson goes under the legs as well. Not a fan at all of the way that 2K has redesigned the dunk contest. Giannis under the legs again. Why am I even showing this? No idea. But it used to be this epic Guitar Hero-like minigame where you could just press the buttons on time and you could pull off this epic dunk like over a motorcycle or whatever you want to do. Windmill dunk for Tari Eason. It's all basic compared to what it used to be. You can't even use props anymore, but that was a pretty forceful windmill, not bad. He gets a 42, and I do agree that was probably the best dunk of the first round. So Tari Eason in the lead. Zaire Williams probably already eliminated, and he's acting like it. Really didn't even try on that dunk. He just kind of switched hands, and somehow he gets a 40. Okay. Scoot Henderson's turn. Rooting for him. Oh, he goes 360. Cocks it back. That was probably the best dunk I've seen tonight. He just glided in the air. What a camera shot right there. A 42, tied for the best score of the night. Giannis, no comment. I think he just joined for chits and giggles. I mean, what is this, Giannis? You are giving us absolutely nothing. You best believe once the Bulls get a dunk contestant, we are shutting the place down. But Tari Eason, between the legs, we've already seen that dunk, but he made it look pretty nice. It's probably going to be enough to take home the trophy. Eason gets a 41, and I think that's barely enough. Tari Eason wins it. He beats Scoot Henderson by only 2. I do think Scoot had the best dunk of the night with that 360. That was pretty sweet. But all that's left now is the main event. And the Bulls have a starter in the All-Star game, DeMar DeRozan. This is his 7th All-Star appearance and his 4th as a starter. But that's not all. Drew Holiday is coming off the bench for the opposing team. So I'm going to player lock on DeRozan, and when Drew comes in, I'll switch to him. But we're underway in the Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and DeRozan gets the tough task of guarding Giannis tonight. Now he's guarding Trae Young, and Young gets the scoring started. Another 3 for Young, dials it in. 5-0 start for Team Jokic. Lillard driving back out to DeRozan. A quick spin move to the cup, and Giannis fouls. Fans didn't come to see free throws, but DeMar shoots a lot of them. He scores the first points for Team Joel, and it's a little confusing because they're wearing red jerseys, but on the scoreboard, they're the blue team. Not much you can do about that. That's just 2K being dumb. Giannis misses, and DeRozan takes off running, picks up his dribble, and throws it away to Booker. The fact that Booker and KD are starting in this game is kind of ridiculous considering how horrible their team is, but Booker scores. Now KD's got it to Domantas Sabonis, who finds Steph Curry on the cut. The smoothest passing big man not named Nikola Jokic. DeMar DeRozan drives around Trae Young for the layup. And he's got his first field goal in the All-Star game. Giannis shoots right over him from the top of the key. 12-6, Team Jokic winning, and Team Joel is actually down their team captain, which is a huge disadvantage. Embiid currently out with an injury. Trae Young hits the side of the backboard, rebounded and put back in by Anthony Davis. But Domantas Sabonis, a more than worthy replacement in the starting lineup. Young out to Antetokounmpo in the corner, and DeRozan left him open. Curry, Sabonis pick and roll. DeRozan guarded by Giannis, stops on a dime and fades away for two. A signature fadeaway from DeMar. Giannis hesitates and speeds past DeRozan, pulls up from the free throw line. Kevin Durant isolating on Anthony Davis. Out to DeRozan. And some quick shifty dribble combos get him open for a pull-up jumper. Neither of these two guys can guard each other right now as Curry called for the reach-in. Giannis finds Jokic inside and one. This is a little unfair. Team Jokic might be unstoppable. Lillard hands off to DeRozan for the trifecta. So Drew Holiday has checked into the game. He immediately misses. 5-point game. DeRozan back out to Lillard, who overpowers Trae Young. Young inside now, and he's blocked by Slender Man. Kevin Durant says, "Not today." Zion Williamson off the inbounds pass. An uncontested jam. Luka Doncic misses the three. Rebound Julius Randle to his teammate Jalen Brunson for three. Now we've switched on to Drew Holiday as DeMar DeRozan has gone to the bench. Kyrie Irving is his backcourt mate, and he hits the sweet shot there. Now De'Aaron Fox gets open, and he connects. Some miscommunication leads to an open jumper. Holiday, a three over Brunson, you bet. Luka, heavily contested, finishes through contact. But he still can't make free throws. Holiday stops and dishes to Williamson on the break. Holiday isn't the flashiest of players, but he's coming into this game looking to start the highlight plays rather than finish them. Holiday looking for his shot, drops it off to Kyrie at the last second. And one. He's fouled by his teammate Luka. Brunson open for three again. Brunson loses it. Holiday to Jimmy Butler for the dunk. Oh my goodness, he does a pull-up on the rim. Doncic guarded by Siakam. Out to De'Aaron Fox, who knocks it down. First quarter coming to a close. Team Nicola up by 10. Team Joel on the break. Julius Randle to Paul George from the top of the key. Holiday mistimed the lob pass to Zion as DeRozan gets the second quarter started with an assist to Dame Lillard. Nice pass inside to Paolo Banchero. He's blocked. It's Anthony Davis. Davis loses the ball. DeRozan poked it free. He gets back on defense, slowing down Team Joel. Lillard looking to sauce up Trae Young. Gets some separation on the step back. Nails the jumper. Jokic lays it in for the Greek Freak. And one slam. DeRozan off the screen for three. Cuts the deficit to 6. Trae to Jokic inside for 2. Jalen Duren, he's the injury replacement for Joel Embiid. Nice to see a young guy like him here as he assists the 3 from Steph Curry. DeRozan guarded by Anthony Edwards on the right wing, and that shot is unguardable. DeRozan on Edwards again. He's toying with him. DeRozan wants another shot. Open for 3. Yes! Only a 4-point deficit now. Jokic gets the hoop and the arm. Booker inside to Jokic. Again. Trae Young out to Devin Booker. Misfires. Rebound Domantas Sabonis. DeRozan the first one out in transition. Lillard trailing. Knocks down the trifecta. Nice pass from Bam Adebayo into Anthony Edwards down low. Luka cuts back door, receives the pass from Lillard. Anthony Edwards, tough shot over the backboard there. 69-61, and Lillard's cooking. Basketball at its highest level, guys. Edwards to Adebayo. Nice pick and roll. DeRozan relocates to the corner, still guarded by Ant-Man. Gets to the cup. DeRozan with 23, and it's holiday time now. The screen from Zion, and he demolishes Julius Randle. An alley-oop for the ages, and Drew and Zion are on the same page. Maybe I should look at getting him on the Bulls roster. Kyrie for 3. Holiday matched up with Jalen Brunson once again. The screen from Randle and the finger roll finish from Brunson. Holiday probing around the mid-range and knocks it down from the elbow. Fancy moves from Kyrie Irving. Gets to the basket but doesn't shoot. Holiday side step 3 is good. 8 points for Holiday with 4 assists. 5 assists now as Kyrie Irving gets all the way to the cup. 86-76. Luka gets it to go. Irving over Adebayo. Good for 2. 5 seconds until halftime. Doncic finds Paul George in the corner. What a pass. The 3 from Paul George cuts Team Nicola's lead to 6. but I've been really enjoying playing with Drew in the All-Star game. It's a nice feeling as a point guard when your teammates are literally making every shot you set up for them. But there's going to be more of that in the second half. But DeMar DeRozan steals the show in the first half for Team Joel. He leads them with 23 points. And we've got more DeMar action right now as Trae Young hits the three. Lillard looping around the court, finds space for an open triple. Nikola Jokic scores inside, once again giving his team a 10-point lead. DeRozan is going to screen for Steph Curry, and Curry scores. You know, this has been way more fun than the real All-Star game. You know, you can't program 2K to make players play like they do in the All-Star game. This is just regular basketball, but they're just making every single shot. Dame Lillard pointing to his wrist. Trae Young to Devin Booker. Finds a cutting Giannis Antetokounmpo. His layup hangs on the rim and drops. DeRozan still guarded by Giannis. Passes out of the shot to an open Steph Curry for the triple. Giannis cuts across the baseline, loses DeRozan, and knocks down the jumper. DeRozan inside to Domantas Sabonis, and he hits the sweet hook shot over Jokic. D-Book finds Jokic, posting up Kevin Durant. Fadeaway is pure. DeRozan leaves Giannis in the dust, finds Durant. High arcing shot is good. DeRozan inside to Domantas Sabonis, and DeMar gets his 7th assist. Young off the screen, count the three. Lillard against Young, snatched out of the air by Davis. The classic 2K snatch block as DeRozan was helping off of Giannis, and he misses. DeRozan out to Steph Curry, another assist for DeMar. But DeRozan will go back to the bench, and in comes Drew Holiday. They really haven't spent a whole lot of time on the court together, but Holiday scores. Holiday's going to look to be a little more aggressive as a scorer today, as De'Aaron Fox climbs the ladder on Zion. Indiana fans being treated to a show, as Zion still checking if all of his muscles are working after that. Fox can't hit the free throw. Drew back to Siakam. Another assist. He steals it from Luka Doncic. Finds Siakam once again. Up to 7 assists. Jalen Brunson for 3. Holiday cuts inside in front of Jalen Brunson, and he scores. Holiday gets around Brunson again and converts the and one. Williamson hands off to Holiday. Now he will screen for Holiday. No lob this time, but Siakam left open for a 3 up top. Team Nikola is just a lot easier to play with. They're just way more balanced overall. Julius Randle hits the 2. Holiday off the screen, but he throws it away this time. Another open 3. This time it's Trae Young. Holiday sharing the wealth. He's got 9 assists. And another and one for Trae Young. He gives up a backdoor cut to Jalen Brunson. And that'll be it for the third quarter. And of course, the assist of the game has to go to this beauty of a lob from Holiday to Williamson. Holiday hesitates, now deals to Irving for three. A double-double in the All-Star game for Drew Holiday, off the bench. Nice floater falling away from Jalen Brunson. Pick and roll inside to Pascal Siakam. Creative finish behind the glass. Holiday fade away, you bet. 140 points for Team Nicola, and they're 17 away from a win. Now Holiday cuts around Brunson and jams it on his head. A rare explosive play from Drew. He usually isn't doing stuff like that, but he shows he can do it. Holiday sidesteps for another three, and Holiday's got 22 points. Well above his season average. And they're sending a double at Holiday of all people in the All-Star game. Missed three from Irving, rebounded by Adebayo and put it back in. Doncic gets his man jumping and hits the contested layup. But this game is pretty much over. Irving sends his man stumbling. And Siakam off the screen will pull up and score. Siakam finishes over Brunson. 6 points away from an All-Star game win. Another nice shot from Brunson. He's had a lot of highlights himself. Holiday wants another screen from Adebayo. Adebayo finds Siakam for another three, and we're one basket away. DeMar hasn't come in the fourth quarter at all, for some reason. But I meant to take a three there, I did not. But that'll just give us one more highlight. 1 point to go. Holiday spins, floats, and scores. He finishes with 26 points and 11 assists to give Team Nicola a 20-point win in the All-Star game. The votes are in, and Drew Holiday is your 2024 NBA All-Star Game MVP. That puts a cap on a great weekend for the Chicago Bulls, as their players have left their mark on this All-Star weekend. And this is just another example of how successful so far the Drew Holiday trade has been for the Chicago Bulls. He has revitalized this entire franchise as they enter the home stretch of the season with the best record in the league still. They could have easily given it to Trae Young, but Drew Holiday got an almost identical stat line with better efficiency in less playing time. But DeMar DeRozan didn't do half bad either, adding 23 points and 8 assists. But Jalen Brunson was perfect from the field as well. Nice game for him. Yeah, pretty much impossible to beat a team that shoots 87% from the field. But anyway, fun time is over. We have 20 games remaining, and we need to win as many as we can to keep our 1 seed. As good as we are, I do think there's still some kinks we need to work out before the postseason. Still on the hunt for late draft sleepers, AJ Johnson, a playmaking guard at 6'5". I am mildly intrigued. Revisiting Terrence Shannon Jr., he's in our draft range and A potential. I really like that. Lastly, a really interesting sharpshooting, playmaking, 6'11" center from Greece, Alexandros Samodurov. Nikola Vucevic will be ready for our first post-break game against the 76ers. Zach LaVine, however, is not fully recovered. Dosunmu picks up in his place, though, with 25 points and we give the Sixers yet another throttling. That leads us to a day I've been dreading, and that's the contract extension deadline. And the question looms, with the team playing so well, do we think about giving it another go and extending DeMar DeRozan? And at 34 years old, he's asking for almost $40 million a year, which, when you consider that he just started in the All-Star game, isn't really that surprising. This team has shown flashes of greatness so far this season, and even though Holiday might be the engine, DeRozan has been the wheels. So yeah, ideally you'd like to give this core as many shots at a championship as possible. But is that worth another huge investment into a 34-year-old? I think doing this would put us in a deep, dark financial hole, and that really worries me. Our big contracts are only getting bigger next year, and giving DeRozan a huge raise would put us in a brutal luxury tax bracket. You could consider just doing a 1-year extension to line up with Holiday's contract, as he will likely accept his player option. But then you have to factor in the decision we need to make about Patrick Williams. We need to pay him right now or let him go. His rookie contract is up. He may not be a big-time scorer, but he's one of the few young pieces we got, and I'd love to keep him around no matter what. But it's probably impossible to pay DeRozan and Williams without blowing up much of the rest of the roster. So we just don't have a lot of room to work with. The Holiday trade was very much an all-in on this season type of move. I did pick the Bulls because I sensed a challenging rebuild on the horizon. Extending DeMar another year or two for a huge salary like this is just putting off the inevitable. Unless we can find a stud in the late first round that can contribute immediately, or we sign a really good value player in free agency when we're already cash-strapped, which seems impossible. And besides, is 61 really good games enough of a sample size to completely change course? I mean, if the season had gone poorly or even average, I likely would have shipped out both DeMar and Zach at the deadline. But instead, things are working out exactly as I hoped when I made the trade. We have a serious shot at a championship this season, and if it doesn't work out this year, it probably is never going to work out. I don't see a reason to make a reckless commitment to this group. I want to be able to build my own team without restrictions instead of being bound to multiple huge contracts. So, for that reason, DeMar, you're not getting your $40 million right now. That said, this isn't the end-all be-all. We will still have a chance to bring him back in free agency if we decide that's the right decision. Moving on, Zach LaVine has returned, and he drops 29 in a 1-point win over the Hornets. However, Andre Drummond strained his MCL in this one. It says he's ready to roll for the next game, but that is actually not true. He is not going to play until he is healthy again, which will be closer to the end of the regular season. It's not a super long-term injury. But playing the Grizzlies, and we're playing well until the fourth quarter. A good defensive first half followed by a horrible defensive second half. And none of that even matters anymore. You gotta be kidding me. Drew Holiday, severe left ankle sprain. He is gonna miss significant time. We had our fun with him in All-Star Weekend, and now we're gonna have to see what the team looks like without Drew Holiday, aka the Bulls in real life, who suck, by the way. But Ayo Dosunmu returns to his starting role at point guard, and with no Kobe White or Drew Holiday, that opens up some more minutes for Javon Carter, Dalen Terry at the guard position, and maybe Hamidou Diallo will get his chance to shine. The defense just isn't the same without Drew, and we give up 123 points to the Pacers. And Dosunmu had a decent game though, starting. The Knicks are a really good team, and they're a top seed in the East, and the third seed actually, and we beat them. The Cavs and Knicks are our closest competitors, with the Celtics not too far behind. They should be getting Jason Tatum back soon, or maybe they did already. Zach LaVine, 13 for 18 from the field, and we beat the Mavericks by 33. And that's going to lead us to our leaving off spot. March 17th, we play the Cavs for, I think, the first time this season. And not just once. We play them twice back-to-back in Cleveland. That is huge. And this sets up a really interesting finish to the year. We play a lot of Eastern Conference playoff teams, and right now we have a comfortable lead in first place, but that could change quickly. Drew Holiday has anchored our defense for every game this season up until his injury, and there's a chance we are a completely different team without him. The Bulls have some real tests up ahead of them, and I'm excited to see if they are ready. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you have a happy holiday season.